that a lot of young adults would be talking more of getting married and what you should do before you get married. Hi guys, how are you all doing and how are you faring in this COVID-19 pandemic? I hope we all are keeping safe. Welcome back to Dr. Bean's channel. If you haven't seen my last video, I would advise you watch it immediately. I found out that a lot of young adults, the teenagers, need answers to some questions. Now, in this part 2, I would be talking more of getting married and what you should do before you get married. Number 1, what should you discuss with your spouse before you get married? There are numerous questions you can actually ask a partner. There are so many things you can talk about, ranging from travels, religion, to business, to future ambitions, in fact, to real estates. You want to know the kind of house you want to live in. You want to know how many kids you want to have. You want to know if you're going to reside in a certain country or another. You want to know if you would have a joint business or you would have different businesses. You want to also know if you could have a joint account or better still have separate accounts. You want to know how many cars you would want to buy. You want to know the type of house you would live in. But the most important thing is make sure you are in sync with your partner. Make sure you have more likes than dislikes, because if you have more dislikes, it means you are not in sync. I hope you understand what I mean by that. You are already in a relationship, I suppose, and you're thinking of the next step. Should I take him home? Should I take her home? Now, when you start thinking of those questions, it means you're compatible. You don't have to be 100% compatible, but at least to an extent, let's say 90% or 95%, you are already convinced that she is the one for you. And you are also convinced that he is the one for you. Naturally, the females tend to take their partners home before the males, because you hang out with this person, it comes up to pick you when you go on dates. So in that way, you might have some people peeping through the windows, and asking questions. Who is that guy who just dropped you off? Who is he? Especially the moms, female siblings. Who is that? Who is buying all those gifts? So they tend to know the guy at home before the guy takes you home. A guy could actually date a lady for 2 years or more than that without her even getting to know any of his family members. Yes, that's possible. When should you take her home? That she's compatible with you? She's more like my mom. Like they always say, the guys, they say you to be homely, and then it means the guy is really ready to settle down with you. When a guy takes you home to his parents, to his family members, then you've skipped from the relationship to the courtship phase. Now he's ready to be with you and to spend the rest of his life with you. So after the compatibility check, I think everything is set. Now I've taken him home and my parents don't like him. That is very common with the females. Most times you take a guy home and then your parents are like, we're so sorry, he's not the type we would get married to. We just don't feel he's the right man for you. And likewise, the guy too takes his girlfriend home, and then the mother says, there's something about the girl that I don't feel comfortable with. Or maybe some of his female siblings are like, I don't know, I just don't feel too good about this lady. So what do? Do you allow your parents to choose a partner for you? Or you just hold on to your relationship? This is a very critical question. And I would say 99% of most relationships went through this. This is like the final battle for everyone in a relationship, because you love him, you've been with him for years, and you feel you're compatible. But you get home and the story is different at home. It's either one person is opposing the relationship. Now, there are different options. It's either you let go of this guy or this lady and and then heed to whatever your parents tell you, or you turn deaf ears to whatever anyone says, and then you go ahead with being with this person, which will be a very difficult one. It's a tough battle to fight, and you have to be ready, and you have to be sure that your love can actually survive that. But if you had chosen to fight that battle, I have to be sincere with you. It is a tough one, and you might fight that battle through the entire relationship, the entire marriage, in fact, for as long as both of you are going to be together. Now that you have passed through all these phases, now number 4 comes in. What type of wedding should we have? Some people have so many friends and they feel, oh, we just have to please our friends. We have to please family members. Oh, I come from a large family. I want every member of my family to be there. You want an elaborate wedding? You go for it. Meanwhile, others are just like, oh, I want something small. That's how they refer to it. I want a small wedding. I want just a few family members. That's all. And a few friends. And that's it. Some just want the blessings of their parents. And then they're fine. So whatever type of wedding you want, just make sure it falls within your budget. Now that we are married, what next? I will be discussing that in another series. So guys, that's all I wanted to share with everyone. I hope you find this useful, and don't forget to like, to subscribe to your favorite channel.